argument that we should read that text as a judgment text and that it is God who is in reference there.
What the hell?
Many Christians will readily admit that the text of the Bible can be easily misunderstood if the text is taken at face value or being interpreted by a non-believer. These Christians insist that a person must be led through the text by the Holy Spirit, and that the Holy Spirit will exegete the proper understanding of the passage and reveal it to the humble reader. It is my belief that no spirit of guidance exists when reading written text, and I intend to demonstrate that equally humble believers within the same denomination who claim to be led by the same Spirit ultimately come to completely different and contradictory understandings of the Bible. One exegetically significant passage I would like to examine is 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verses 3 through 4. And even if our gospel is veiled, it is veiled to those who are perishing. In their case, the God of this world has blinded the minds of unbelievers to keep them from seeing the light of the gospel of the glory of Christ, who is the image of God. Christians have long understood this passage to be clearly speaking of Satan as the God of this world. That is why all English translations, to the best of my knowledge, have G in God printed in lowercase. And this would make perfect sense considering that this entity is described as the one who has blinded the minds of unbelievers to keep them from seeing the light of the gospel.
Briefly, let me just mention in regards to the 2 Corinthians 4:4 passage, if you'd actually look at that, you would see that in fact, a good friend of mine by the name of Don Hartley has written an excellent work that addresses the issue of who really is the theos of 2 Corinthians 4:4, and he makes a pretty strong argument that we should read that text as a judgment text and that it is God who is in reference there. What
the hell?
You heard it. Dr. James White seems to agree that Christians have been reading this passage wrong for centuries. Why didn't the Holy Spirit lead the readers correctly the first time? Now, the listener should keep
from those around, I hear a cry, oh God, my eyes are blind. From those around, I hear a cry, a muffled sob, a hopeless sigh. I hear their footsteps leaving slow, and then I know my soul must fly. A chilly wind begins to blow within my soul from head to toe, and then last breath escapes my lips. It's time to leave and I must go. So it is true, but it's too late. They said each soul has its given day, when it must leave its body's core and meet with its eternal fate. Oh, mark the words that I do say. Who knows tomorrow could be your day. At last it comes to heaven or hell.